Well, we've been severely neglectful and haven't recorded one of these in a couple weeks, 3 weeks, because we've been busy. Not really. I mean, there's been some things. But we're going to talk about them today. We got to catch up on a lot of stuff, so we're going to try and go fast. Brooklyn's here.
Hello.
You just didn't hear her because she hadn't said anything yet. But now she's
I'm
here.
quiet.
But yeah, she's quiet, but she can talk loud sometimes too, if she needs to. Okay, so we're gonna jump right into things we've been doing. We don't have time for fun facts because we didn't learn any. Also, who has time for that? But we're just gonna jump right into it. So, first thing, Brooklyn went to the DMV.
Oh, I did. So I needed to get my California license, which is, so they're doing this new thing where you can either get a normal license or a real ID, which will allow you to travel domestically with your license, which I don't know why they're changing that. Anyways, so that happened, and it took me like an hour and a half to get through the DMV, which apparently is not very bad here in LA. And so that's like a standard turnaround time. But
yeah,
it's crazy how inefficient the government can be.
Right. But now Brooklyn is a Californian.
I am.
By all rights. Her car is licensed here. She's licensed here.
Full on Valley
she
girl.
She works here. We don't live in the Valley. We don't live in the Valley.
We don't. Yep.
Yep. So that's pretty cool. I am still not licensed in California because I refuse. Just kidding. Because I haven't gotten around to it. It takes a long time. Last 2 weeks ago, we in our Walker Talk, we talked about we've been here for a year, which means Brooklyn hit her 1 year mark at Sony, which was pretty cool. It's been an awesome company, right?
Yeah, no, it's been great. I really liked it. I actually got an email from, like an automated email from the CEO or something, and it was like, congratulations, here's a prize or like a reward for being here for a year. And it sent me to like the Sony store website, and they basically gave me 0 points. They were just like, here's your reward, like, encore, like, great work. I was like, why would you even send me an email? Like, I was happy knowing that, I don't know, it's just weird that they would point out that they gave me 0 points. It's like, thanks for 0 points. So maybe once I hit 10 years, they'll give me like 5 points.
A point.
A point.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah.
So that's good. We like Sony a lot.
No, we've
been really good to Brooklyn.
I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, no, that's funny. Also, Sony's been really cool because it's given Brooklyn a lot of artistic freedom, like to design ways that she wants to, where some other places don't, or at least that's what we've heard. So it's been a really cool place, really good time.
I like it.
Also, Culver City's awesome. So next, Brooklyn now has to tell us why. Well, this is the reason we missed the first week was because of Brooklyn went on a trip. So just to preface this. Brooklyn's parents used to say the phrase to the kids "pobrecito," right?
Okay.
which is kind of like poor thing or
poor little thing in Spanish,
right? In Spanish, but the siblings, Brooklyn and her siblings, thought that they were saying "poor Bracito" or Bracita, depending on if it was a girl or boy, right?
Yeah.
And so now they call themselves Bracitas and O's.
Yes.
That's
like our name. We call each other Bracitas.
Right.
So
like
every year.
These are like, hello siblings. It'd be like, hello Bracitas. Like,
well, kind of.
No. I mean, that's
so
like,
dorky.
It's pretty much that. No, it's like, it's pretty fun. It's funny and it's cute. But now Brooklyn can tell about her vacation.
It's a full-on word that we use as if it was a real word.
Yes.
Anyway, so every year we have what we call Bracita retreat. So it's like a sister's retreat. And the first year we did it in Salt Lake at my sister's. Last year we did it at my sister's in Arizona because she had just had a baby. And then this year we were going to do it in Florida, but decided to do it in Salt Lake at that sister's again. So
At
Brittany's house. But yeah, it was really fun. It's always good to see my sisters, and even though we're all like, we could not be more different from each other as far as lifestyle and like just our interests and different things, we all still get along really well, which is a blessing. And so it was really fun.
And even though those things are different, they like their personalities are identical, like every single one of them. Not really, but they like, especially when they all get together, they start talking with like the same inflections and tones and stuff. It's really funny.
Like a bunch
It's
of
nice.
chickens.
Well, it's like they like love each other a lot. They're good sisters.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
That was fun.
We talked about how LAX was so busy in the last Walker Talk and how long it took me to get through. And so it took me a long time. I mean, I got into LAX and I barely made it to my gate. And we were there an hour and a half early, maybe.
I think so.
Like, it just security took a really long time to get through. And so we were like, okay, well, Brooklyn's like flying a bigger airline and stuff. We're like, we need to get there earlier kind of thing. So 2 hours minimum because just it was, I don't know. Anyway, how long did it take you to get through security?
So Matt dropped me off, and 6 minutes later, I was at my gate.
Yes.
Like, through security,
it took
through the
time.
airport. It was
And
like so fast.
So it's like...
I had like 2 hours to burn.
There must just be weird timings at the airport.
Yeah,
That's
I
like,
think it's just
these
because...
times are busy. Yeah, it was Memorial Day weekend when I went.
Yeah, and so for me, I think it was just like not as busy.
Yeah.
But it depends.
It was
just weird traffic times.
so weird, though. It was really funny. Yeah, because like the week before, or when I went on my trip, Brooklyn's like, oh, you don't need to be there. It's too early. Like, it doesn't.
In my
take that
experience,
long.
it's not been that crazy.
And for me, it's like, no, I want to be there 2 hours early, and so we compromised, and I barely made it onto my plane on time.
And so I felt really bad.
And so Brooklyn goes this week, and it's like, okay, well, it really does take a long time to get through this, and so it doesn't. So it didn't help to unreinforce either of our ideas of the airport. Brooklyn will still think it's fast, and I will still think it's slow. So anyway, so Brooklyn came home, and that week, so she got home Tuesday night, and that week was pretty much just kind of normal, and we just resettled back in and kind of got back to work and stuff like that. And then that weekend, so last Saturday, I don't know what day it was. I'm not going to try to do that. Anyway, last Saturday, we were like, you know what? We need to figure out our storage situation. And so we're like...
Since we decided to stay in this apartment, at least for another
at least like another year, we're like, we need to figure out how to store things better. And basically what that comes down to is instead of storing things horizontally or like on the floor, we needed things that go up, like bookcases, and we needed taller storage and stuff. And so we went out and we got some bookshelves, and we got some new bins for some baby clothes, and we got that all sorted out, and it looks way better in our apartment now. Like, we've sorted it out, and it feels a lot more clean and open and stuff like that.
And we moved our desks against the wall, because before we had it where Matt's was like kind of in the middle of this big dining
in
area.
the middle of a room.
And so now that we just have a lot more room.
Yeah.
So
and so it just
nice.
feels a lot better. And then we also, while we were out, we bought some new plants, because we have one little house plant, a schefflera.
Hawaiian schefflera.
Schefflera.
And I've had that plant for years.
Yeah.
It's like been in the family
we call
for a long
him Habinho.
Just because. No reasons.
Yeah. Don't try it. Don't look up what that means. Just kidding.
It means you should just tell.
Oh, okay, yeah, because now you're gonna think. No, so the first one we got, it was like kind of, well, this plant actually, it was, I don't know why we call it this, but we call it habo, which means poop. Right?
No, it means butt.
Oh, butt.
So it means little butt.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's what.
Stupid.
So after Hannah killed our plant, but Brooklyn's mom had taken a cutting of our plant earlier, and so this is like the child of that plant. So we call it little butt. It's not that fun. We're children, but it's Portuguese and no one will know except all of you now because we just explained it to you. Okay, gosh. Well, now that we've shamed ourselves, the other plants that we got though, I got orchid for Brooklyn when she came home, and an orchid for Brooklyn. Orchid.
An orchid.
I don't know. Yeah, an orchid. An orchid.
It's a vowel.
For Brooklyn. And so we're keeping that alive. And then we bought a money plant.
Also, well, the actual name is Picura aquatica.
Yes.
But, yeah, money
It's a money
plant.
plant.
And supposedly it brings the owner good luck.
So we're lucky now,
Yes.
which is good. And we're taking good care of it too. And then got a little Japanese juniper bonsai. I think people say bonsai.
Bonsai, yeah.
But and for me, for Father's Day, and that's what I'm like trying to keep that alive. And that's kind of hard, and we're gonna see what we can do with it because they're like more high maintenance.
Same with orchids.
So, and so we like kind of dove in a little bit, but it really does look nice. It looks better in our apartment now. Like it's just a little more green, a little more open, a little more clean,
cozy.
It looks really nice. We're nesting before the baby comes. So that kind of takes us to Father's Day. I'm skipping something. We'll come back to it. But we got for Father's Day, we got that little juniper, and then that Sunday we called Dad, and that was really nice. We called it our dads. We love our dads. We both have just fantastic fathers, and we love them a lot. And so it was good to talk to them and to celebrate fathers in general because family and fathers are really important. So, but I made food for Brooklyn because just because it's really fun. But I told her she can't come into the kitchen the whole time because it was a surprise. Because Brooklyn is always like, we should home make pretzels sometime. And
I've been saying that forever.
For since 3 years, like we've been married. And I was like, no, like it's like too hard or whatever. And so I made pretzels for Brooklyn and for our Father's Day, and they were so good.
They were really good.
Man, they were good.
So next time you say something's too hard, I'm going to remind you of the pretzels.
Yes, and I will make it.
You'll remember how good they were.
So those pretzels were really good. Just like when you're baking bready things, using bread flour just makes things better. Yeah, the pretzels, I'm not sure, because we use bread flour for it because we don't have a lot of all-purpose flour now because we're really only using bread flour to cook bread. And so I don't know if it like is so sticky, though, that you can't roll it out to get a good pretzel shape because these ones kind of ended up puffing up and getting like kind of tight. But like they were still really good. But we made pretzels. Sorry, we're wasting time. So much time. And then yesterday... So basically that was last Sunday. This week's been just a pretty normal week. We did last Saturday though. No. This week, like Wednesday or Thursday, we found a flea in our apartment.
A flea.
A single flea.
I'd never seen a flea in my life before.
But
and you're going to think that we're like the nastiest people.
No. But that's the thing is like our apartment is clean.
Yeah, we do keep
pretty clean. But California just breeds insects, like just the weather, like in Utah, the first like frost kills so many bugs and like it keeps bugs down, even though there's still a lot of like certain kinds of bugs there. Like here, there's just certain bugs thrive here, and fleas are one of those. Like termites are, cockroaches are, and we've had like all of those in our apartment, our like old apartment, But so we're working on flea control now, even though we've still only seen one flea. Yeah. We actually don't have an infestation, or we assume we don't have an infestation.
But they say that if there's one, like chances are there's probably more. So we're gonna spray for them.
Legitimately have not seen another flea.
Yeah.
And we've been looking. I've been paranoid about it since we found it.
But it's so weird. Like the way they jump is so distinct, and you think that's like just how they show it in cartoons, like that really big jump, but. They really do jump like that. How they do it. It was like kind of cool, but I was like, this really is disgusting.
You can't just smush a flea because they're flat. Like you should look up fleas.
Yeah, but we tried smushing it and it could still jump. It was amazing
because they have like vertical bodies. They're like flat vertical bodies. So if you try to squish it, they just kind of lay over on their side, and you can't like squish them. So they're a pain.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Anyway,
very resilient creatures.
So fleas, we're gonna try and not get fleas. Because we don't want to be those people.
Yeah. Even though we don't have pets.
I know.
Don't know how that happened.
And then yesterday, so Saturday, Scott Sagibo, one of Brooklyn's friends from school, came over came down. He just got a job at Disney TV, or an internship at Disney TV, and he moved here a couple weeks ago. And so he came down and we had lunch with him, it's really fun. It's really fun to have like friends in an industry now. So it's like you went to school with them and now they're working in the same area as you, in the same industry as you. So, and Scott's really funny. He's one of the funniest people and just like really personable, and we like him a lot. So we're glad he came over. Oh, we went to EK Valley, which we've talked about before. It's that really good Mexican restaurant close to us. But they increased their prices recently, like fairly dramatically, like a couple bucks on everything. So a taco was $2.50, now it's like $4. Like, I know that's not a couple bucks, but it's close. You know, one of their burritos that I always get was $10. Now it's $13. You know, it's just enough to be like, oh, I don't know if I want to pay this. Anyway, we'll come back to that because we have interesting things about that. But first, it's the baby update. So Brooklyn, we've had some meetings with the doctor, and the baby is fine and happy.
Baby's healthy.
Healthy, maybe not happy, but
I don't know. She kicks a lot. Kind of makes me think she's angry.
Yeah, but we went to some classes this week. Brooklyn's going to tell you about them.
Oh yes. So we went to a breastfeeding class. So our hospital offers a few things. They offer a breastfeeding class, a baby care class, so just like the basics of how to take care of a baby human, and then a tour of the hospital. And so we've done the breastfeeding class, which was really good, but just so interesting that something so vital and seemingly natural can be so complicated.
Yeah.
We just had no idea like how frustrating it can be. They say that it can be one of the most frustrating parts about having a newborn if you're going to breastfeed.
Yeah.
Just like,
and hopefully our money plant will give us luck and it won't be that frustrating or not that difficult, but it is interesting to like learn a little bit more about breastfeeding and like the truly miraculous like way that women produce milk to feed babies, but also that it is complex. And it was kind of one of those first lessons or things we're learning where it's like, this is going to be pretty difficult. Like this is actually going to be
wait, this isn't going to be easy?
Right. It's hard to make it tangible, like because you can't see the baby really. You can't like
nothing's really changed.
Nothing's changed too much except Brooklyn like is pregnant, right? But then now you start learning these things. It's like, wow, everything, like our whole lives are fundamentally going to change, which is just kind of interesting. We're excited for it though. Yeah. And then, we did that.
Yes, did that.
And the tour,
which was good. They basically just tell you like, this is where you'll come, and like this is what's going to happen. We'll admit you, and these are the rooms you'll be in, and just kind of giving us a general understanding of what will happen. So that helped a lot to make us feel more prepared for when that comes.
Yes,
so it was good.
That was really good. And then, the other night. So that was like the hospital. Those are classes. We're getting excited about that. But then the other night we were laying in bed and Brooklyn, like every once in a while, Brooklyn will go like gasp a lot, and anything can make her gasp. I mean, sometimes she's scared, sometimes she's excited. It's just like her like.
So Matt doesn't know like how to respond when I gasp.
Anyway, yeah, but she gasped and was like, Matt, you have to feel this.
Well, he was like reading scriptures or something, and I like interrupted him, like, stop what you're doing. You have to. Anyways, the baby was hiccuping, and I had never like been able to tell that it was hiccups before.
And it was cute.
But yeah, it was like definitely like every 2 seconds for
little
like a good
hiccups.
few minutes.
It was so cute. Anyway, so that was pretty exciting. I want to tell you guys about that. But that's basically it. The baby's good. We'll let you guys know as it comes along how the baby's doing. We're getting pretty close. Just a couple of months. Mm-hmm. 2 more months.
2 months
as
in 5 days.
In 5 days, yeah. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so then now we're going to move into our opinion segment, and we're going to try and fly through this so it's not too much longer. But first, we went to a coworker of Brooklyn's, Michael Schrader, who's also a member of the church, and he does scouts with us as well. But he had a birthday, and he had some friends put it together, and we went to this restaurant, an Italian restaurant at Venice Beach called C&O Trattoria. I don't know how you pronounce that, but it's like a lot of Italian places are called that. But the food was actually phenomenal. Like it tasted really good.
Pricey, but
it was expensive, and we weren't really prepared.
So we shared a plate.
But it was like really fun, and a lot of people were like it was fun with those friends, but also the restaurant. I don't know when, like how they do it, but like when every couple hours, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's every night. Maybe only night. They sing the song. Is it called "That's Amore"? Is that the name of the song? Or
"It's Amore"?
It's Amore. Oh yeah, it's like the when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. That's Amore. And like they pass out all the words to all the tables, and everyone in this restaurant, which is kind of this indoor kind of restaurant, they all sing it while the music plays, and they toast their glasses every once in a while. And anyway, it was kind of fun. So it was like a really great experience. And if you have a little extra money, the food is delicious. Don't get the Caesar salad because
it's $7 for like 3 pieces of lettuce.
It's a side salad for $7, and it was so small. Like the pasta, like put it into another pasta dish. Like just pay it, whatever. The pasta was excellent though.
It was good.
So there was that, and then this is where we're coming back to the EK Valley thing. So if you walk outside our door and then walk down the stairs and you turn right to go down the street in like 2 blocks, that's where EK Valley is, and it's really close and it's really delicious. If you walk down the stairs of our apartment and go left down the street, in like almost an identical location, there's another Oaxacan Mexican restaurant. So they're from the same area in Mexico, and it's called Sabores de Oaxaca. Mm-hmm. And so we went there. Well, we've made fun of it a lot because on the outside there's a sign that says we serve breakfast, lunch, and diner. Like they missed the second N in it, and so we've like joked about like, is it a diner that serves breakfast and lunch, or did they misspell dinner? Does that mean that the food's not going to be good, or does it mean that it's going to be really good because they don't even know English well enough to like write their signs? So it's like really authentic Mexican food kind of thing. But so we finally instead of just mocking them, went in and tried it, and it was pretty good. Yeah, it is way cheaper, like significantly cheaper than EK Valley, but it's not as much of a culinary experience. It's more like are these tastes and these flavors from this area, but it's not like EK Valley is almost like fancy food, like where the serving portions are a little smaller, but they taste really
flavors
good.
Are just
the flavors
so rich.
Are like really developed and stuff. Where this other Mexican place is more just like a normal Mexican place,
but still better than some.
Yeah, but still better than like some places, and it's cheaper than EK Valley. So we went there actually twice because we went there and we got a couple burritos, and Brooklyn accidentally ordered mole on her burrito, or a burrito that had mole all over it, and
which I personally don't like.
Right,
much.
Which it's not. It's like she didn't hate it, but she didn't love it. It's just like mole is a very weird taste. Flavor. Like some people love it, but we're not huge fans, and so we're like, okay, I want to come back because I saw a table order nachos just before we left, and they came on and they're just like this really beautiful plate of like nachos with all this stuff on it, and so we went back just for nachos yesterday.
Yes.
After going to EK Valley
so
earlier in the day. But it was like they were way good, and just like with lettuce and stuff. So the nachos are like a 10 out of 10 there.
Yeah. Also their Mexican hot chocolate, 10 out of 10.
That's right.
So good.
They have
so good.
Because they make it with milk. They have milk all the time to make it. Which EK Valley sometimes they'd be like, "Oh, we're out of milk." It's like, how are you?
All the time.
All the time. We've never had it. That's right.
No,
Brooklyn always asks for Mexican hot chocolate with milk, and they always say they're out of milk. So I don't know. Maybe they're just milkophobes. Lechophobes? Oh my gosh. Anyway, okay, so that's that. We gotta keep. Oh man, this is gonna be long. Okay, last things. Actually, I'm gonna have Brooklyn talk about the dentist so we can end on a positive note. So
okay. Okay, so I've never had like negative feelings for dentists. I always thought that was just kind of, people complaining and not being honest. Anyways, because a lot of people are like, I hate the dentist, it's worse. And I've like always just had, kind of normal, neutral experiences. But I went to the dentist this past week, and it was so weird. I, like, hated it. Like, I got there, and everything the dentist told me, I, like, for some reason didn't believe her. So, okay, I have a bite that, like, goes directly on each other. So, traumatic bite or something.
Her top teeth hit right on top of her bottom.
Yeah. But, like, they still are supported by my molars, and so I don't think it will damage my front teeth. Anyways, and my dentist for the past 15 years has never said anything about it. And, like, he's really careful about everything and is always very thorough. And the first thing she says to me is, like, oh, by the way, we're having this Invisalign, deal right now, and, oh, you'd be a great candidate. And I was like, thanks for telling me I have really gappy teeth. Anyways, and, but yeah, she's like, oh, and also you have a traumatic bite, and so you need this Invisalign, and also you'd need, like, veneers, and to, like, fix all the gaps, and anyways, I was, like, not trusting anything she was saying, and anyway, it was just a weird experience, and then the hygienist explained to me for, like, 30 minutes how to brush and floss my teeth. I was like, I am a really good flosser, like,
Brooklyn
unusually
never
good,
misses
like,
flossing.
and I floss, like, super well. Anyways, and so I was just like, why are you, like, this is, and it ended up being a 2-hour thing.
It was long.
It was the weirdest experience.
So, out of 10, what is the Smile Artist?
The Smile Artist, Culver City. Probably like a 1. Just kidding, no. No, they were really nice. Like, it was a good office. Like, I'm sure they're great dentists. But the way they made it sound, I don't know, the way they presented everything to me is like, you're just trying to get me to buy Invisalign. Like, that, I don't know.
Yeah. Will you go back?
Probably not. No, yeah, as they were booking my next appointment, I literally wrote a note for myself in like 3 months to cancel the appointment. But in 3 months, so they, like, don't, remember.
Yeah, we don't want to hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
We're just recording about it.
It's just like a weird, awkward dentist appointment. I don't know.
Yeah.
Strange.
So Smile Artists.
So, yeah,
not very good. Okay.
Anyways.
This one is an early take on it, at least for Brooklyn, but we just started, so we finished Bob's Burgers recently, and then we've kind of been bouncing on shows a little bit and haven't really settled into anything, so we found something we want to watch. So we're watching Doctor Who. So we just started watching Doctor Who. I've seen most of it before, because it's still running, so there's a lot of stuff I haven't seen. So, Brooklyn, we just finished the first season, so it ends with Christopher Eccleston turning into David Tennant, right? Mm-hmm. So how do you feel about the 9th Doctor? And
that's
just
Eccleston?
Yeah, Eccleston.
Well, I mean, I don't have anything
to
to compare him against, but I liked him. I thought he
what do you
did
think
a good
about
job.
Doctor Who?
I liked it, yeah. I'm starting to understand what it's all about, and I don't know. I don't have that many things to say about it, but it's fun. I really like it so far.
Yeah. For me, Doctor Who is like a 10 out of 10 recommendation for me, because it's written so well. And I don't know in the later seasons, because I've only seen, I don't know, some of it, but we're going to watch through all of it. But I love Doctor Who. I think I like Doctor Who because it's written really well. They don't rely so much on like CG and like effects.
No,
and
stuff.
Don't. Not at all. And so it has to be written well. And so they're interesting situations. It's kind of like the first Star Trek, like the original Star Trek series is the same way, where it's like, this is not very good effects wise. I mean, it was for the time, but it's written really well and confronts interesting human problems with an alien twist. So
yeah. And I just like that it can be about literally anything.
Yeah.
It's like, it's about the future and aliens, and it's about, like, the war, and what other stuff was it about?
Yeah, like, there's World War II, and it can be anything.
It's about, like,
it can be
ghost
on different
stories,
planets.
and yeah, it's just like, it's
sometimes it's kind of funny, sometimes it's kind of scary, sometimes, it's good.
So, it's cool.
We like it a lot. So, that's it for the Walker Talks this week. Sorry we're going to hit about 30 minutes, but we love you all, and we're done.
Yep.
We'll see you next